Join us to navigate your awakening as we share the ancient science of transformation. Practicing this ancient wisdom will help you tune into your power and unlock your greatest potential. If you are ready to embark on your awakening and discover your soul path, then please welcome your host and transformation expert, Trenayce.
Welcome to Season 2 of Navigating the Awakening. This is The Rising. I am your host, Trenayce. Thank you for joining me today. I greet you in the love and in the light of the infinite creator. I would like to begin with the internal light meditation so that we can all align our energies with the cosmos, with the universal light of source. If you are driving or listening to this and not able to close your eyes, then please simply open your heart and allow the intention of healing to move through you. Allow each breath to relax you more and more as we go deeper. Let's begin. First breath in. Breathe out. Second breath in. Breathe out. Third breath in. Breathe out. Relax. Allow your breaths to find their natural rhythm. With each breath in, allow yourself to become centered and focused. And with each exhalation, release all tension and stress, any mental distractions or images. And allow yourself to be in this moment in meditation. Focus your attention on the center of your chest. See your internal light as it illuminates your heart, as it fills your heart with brilliant, healing white light. Continue to see this light as it grows brighter and brighter with each and every breath. Moving beautiful healing light throughout your heart, allowing for the removal of all heavy, negative, or dark energies, raising you in vibration through each and every breath, allowing you to increase your peace, the energy of love, the vibration of harmony, of oneness, releasing all energies that no longer serve your highest good. Continue to see this light as it spreads throughout your chest, moving in all directions, feeling your lungs with healing energies, removing any blockages, allowing each and every breath to revitalize and rejuvenate you on every level. Continue to see the light as it moves through each and every red blood cell that passes through your heart and your lungs, carrying healing energies throughout your body to every extremity. Continue to see this light now as it fills your chest completely, as it moves up into your shoulders, down into your arms, your elbows, your forearms, your wrists, and moving into your palms and fingertips, allowing for healing energies to flow through your palms, radiating out into the world and all around you. Continue to see this light now as it moves up through your neck, releasing tension and stress, moving into your cheeks, your ears, your nose, your eyes, and moving up into your forehead, allowing for the energies to open and clear the third eye, moving up into your crown, activating the connection with your higher self, allowing for clear communication, clear downloads. And now see your light as it moves down into the diaphragm and the stomach, bringing healing to these organs of digestion and deeper breathing. Continue to see the light as it flows into the kidneys, the liver, the gallbladder, the spleen, the pancreas, and the bladder. All of your organs, tissues, and cells are now filled with healing light, bringing you into perfect balance, perfect health, aligning you with all that is good, all that is desired. And now see this light as it moves down into the colon, the uterus, the sex organs, bringing balance into these organs of release and regeneration, allowing you to have the wisdom, the knowledge, and the understanding, the courage and the strength to release all energies that no longer serve your highest good. And continue to see this light as it now flows into the hips, moving into the thighs, the knees, the calves, the ankles, and into the soles of your feet. You are now filled with healing light, bringing you into perfect balance, perfect health, aligning you with all that is good, all that is desired. And now continue to see the light as it flows through the soles of your feet, turning into silver cords that move deep into Mother Earth, anchoring you and grounding you to Mother Earth, allowing for any excess energies to flow through these cords to be given to Mother Earth to create something beautiful. And continue now to see the light that is within you as it grows brighter and brighter, and now turns into a beautiful golden white light that fills you completely, bringing balance and peace, greater sense of joy and love, allowing you to harmonize all of your cells, your tissues and organs to be in perfect health, perfect alignment. And now see the light as it flows through the pores of your body. And you are filled with golden white light, and now surrounded in a beautiful healing bubble of golden white light. Allow this light to expand all around you, creating a bubble of protection, keeping you within the comfort of your God, of your I am, allowing you to be in oneness with all that is. Continue to see this light as it now spreads throughout your space, throughout your home, wherever you are, feeling this energy with peace, with love, with harmony, allowing your environment to be in oneness with you and with Source. Continue to see the light as it now moves through each and every wall, any obstacles with ease, moving out into your greater environment, completely surrounding your home, the space where you live, with golden white light, continuing to spread the protecting energy and removing any low vibrations it comes in contact with, allowing this energy to spread in 360 degrees all around you, completely spreading throughout your city, your town, your village, until your entire country is filled with golden white light, bringing all into perfect balance and harmony, raising all beings who desire to be raised in vibration, in love, in peace, and forgiveness. Continue to see this light as it now spreads throughout the world, where all of our lights join together, and this golden white light is increased with each and every one of our hearts, growing brighter and brighter with each and every breath as we reconnect to Source energy and our love and our intention of oneness, to bring harmony to our planet, to bring peace to all living beings that are here with us. We allow this energy to now reach into the earth, into the depths of the waters, connecting with our family that live beneath the surface and underneath the waters. We allow our light to reconnect us, our love and our awareness of one another to be realized, allowing us to remember we are one being having a myriad of experiences. We are connected through our light and through our love. And now continue to see our light as it expands throughout the earth, raising Mother Earth in healing vibrations, bringing Mother Earth into the higher dimensions, allowing for a beautiful ascension process, allowing for all beings who desire to take part in this ascension to be joined in love and light. Now allow our light to expand beyond the earth, moving out into our galactic family, our universal family of light, connecting with all beings wherever they are, allowing us to once again remember that we are one, that we are light, we are love, and we are source. And so it is, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you, family. Thank you for sharing your light and your love with me. This is so beautiful. You all are getting so powerful. I feel you. So excited. Thank you for being with me today. Now we will begin our discussion on the number 7 in the Minor Arcana. These cards are divided into the 4 kingdoms of earth, fire, water, and air, and are represented by the 4 seasons. In our previous episode, we discussed Arcana number 7, the Conqueror. The 7s correspond numerically to the astrological sign of Sagittarius, which is the general significator of philosophy, long journeys, publishing, teaching, and outdoor sports, to just name a few. Therefore, the 7s carry these meanings, and their more common divinatory significance is indicated by the suit that they appear in. Now, the 7 of scepters is also the suit of clubs and the card of wands. This card represents the summer and fire energy. The divinatory significance is success in teaching or publishing. Its inner interpretation is devotion. The 7 of cups is also the suit of hearts. This card represents the autumn or fall energy and is the water element. The divinatory significance of this card is a successful change of home, according to the ancient Egyptian tarot. And the inner interpretation is truth. The 7 of coins is also the suit of diamonds. This card represents the spring and air energy. The divinatory significance of this card is money earned through a journey, and the inner interpretation is intuition. The 7 of swords is also the suit of spades. This card represents the winter and the earth element. The divinatory significance of this card is danger through travel or sport, and the inner interpretation is achievement. So these are the meanings of the 7 cards in the Minor Arcanum according to the ancient Egyptian tarot. The Conqueror, which is Arcanum number 7, is about victory. And this is Sagittarius energy. With this energy, you are guaranteed a victory. Know that we connect the Minor Arcanum of the number 7 to the Major Arcanum of the Conqueror. So they are all synonymous. This energy is about you overcoming any challenges in your life that may come to you. You have the power to overcome them. As long as you have mastered the elemental forces that you represent, you are the fifth element. So this represents you going after what you know is yours. What is your absolute divine right to have in this life? You were born with this right when you came into this body. So it is now time for you to claim your power in this life. And it's only through knowledge that you can begin to claim what is yours. Because if you don't know it exists, then you cannot claim it. And this includes the physical world as well as the spiritual world. You are a master of both. And this is your work, to master yourself and come into balance with the forces that are within you. And that is the teaching of the Hierophant, which is absolute power, knowing that you are the master of the forces, the four kingdoms of the earth that make up all physical things. You are the ether. You are the intelligence. You are the ancient wisdom. You are source energy incarnated that brings all these things into submission. But it is through your spiritual mastery that they will bow to you. So it is not just through you conquering the physical world. You must also master the spiritual, the unseen world that is within you. You have to have balance between the spiritual and the physical. And most people have completely thrown the spiritual world out as if it does not exist because it is of the unseen. But little be known to them that the spiritual world is greater in power and strength and in existence than the physical world. The physical world is simply the shadow of the spiritual world. It is the smallest part. It is that which is manifest only in a very tiny form. That which is unseen is much greater. So we move into the unseen world, and we're going to discuss some sacred geometry, some things that are very important for you to understand when we talk about symbolism and unseen powers. And so far, we've had just a few forms that you have learned about. And within the Hierophant, we talked about the pentagram. Now we're going to go a little bit more into the pentagram, the power of the pentagram. Now, next to the pentagram, which is the five-pointed star and the most powerful symbol in magic, the Seal of Solomon is the next most important magical diagram because it represents the macrocosm and its laws, thus indicating its user to be familiar with nature and to be endowed with intelligence. Now, many people are not familiar with that term, the Seal of Solomon, today. This symbol is more commonly known today as the Star of David. This star consists of two overlapping equilateral triangles, arranged so that the star has six small triangular points around a central hexagon. The legendary signet ring attributed to King Solomon in medieval mystical traditions is often depicted in the shape of either a pentagram or the Seal of Solomon, which is known as the Star of David. Now, we know that the pentagram is not the Seal of Solomon. So just as the ancient tarot and today's modern day tarot are very much different in many ways, also symbols have been forgotten or mixed up and confused. Because remember, we've gone through a forgetting process and now we are in the remembering process of the ancient wisdom being restored to us once again. So you may see a pentagram being called the Seal of Solomon, but it is literally the Star of David. It is the 6-pointed star. That is the seal of Solomon. Now, Solomon had great power in ancient times, and he wore a ring. And we're going to talk more about that. So let's talk about the Hierophant real quick. Let's dip back into the pentagram so we can separate these energies so you can understand them more deeply. Now, the pentagram represents the sign of the Hierophant, the master of the forces of creation, through mastering the 4 elemental forces and the mental electromagnetic force of the will, which is your mind, which is represented by the star pointing upward, correct? That is the mind, that is the head, and then 2 arms and 2 legs, the 5-pointed star. It represents man or woman. When I say man, please forgive me if I use that terminology, but it is all about us, humanity, that is now in an upright position, that has mastered our forces, the kingdoms that make up who we are, the energetic kingdoms of fire, water, air, and earth. And you have also mastered the mind, the will, your willpower to conquer your cravings, your desires, and all of those things. And you have now developed yourself in your electromagnetic body, in your form. You're creating this electromagnetic form through understanding who you are and through remembering who you are and reconnecting to Mother Earth to increase this, and of course into our sun energy, which we will come to that in greater depth in time. But this is why the pentagram is upright. It is most powerful in our magic. And remember, magic is all about the thought. It is the symbol of the ability to manifest through thought forms. But it is only positive when it is upright, because you also will see the pentagram used in its upside down inverted way, which is through black magic. This represents just the opposite, an inversion of the Hierophant energy. This puts a human on their head, and instead of mastery over the forces of nature, it signifies slavery and bondage. Now, the Dark Ones use this inversion of symbolism in order to attract the opposite forces, to place humans in bondage. And you will also see this. So symbols are very powerful because they are geometric forces. And if you know anything about how to create a form by cymatics, the sound creating form, then you will also understand that it takes certain frequencies or sounds in order to create certain forms. So the pentagram upright is going to be a completely different frequency or vibration than the one pointing downward. This is very real. Whenever you see symbols, then they are calling in forces. They are calling in their vibrational matches. So that is why it is so important for you to begin to understand more deeply what symbols represent and how they begin to vibrate with you or with your environment, and how they are used to call in different forces. This is what the ancients call a part of magic. Now, we can scientifically break this stuff down because we can see it. We can create it with cymatics. We can put sand on a plate and run frequencies through the plate and begin to see those different geometric forms come into play. You can also see how when you use discordant sounds, sounds that are disharmonious, how they do not create geometric forms. This is very important for you to understand because you yourself are always in thought. You are thinking about things. And within your body is water. You're mostly made of water. So your thoughts are being imprinted within each and every cell of you. And those cells are creating geometric forms within them, just like that plate of cymatics with sand on it. Your thoughts vibrate. Remember, we talked about this. And they form immediately in the astral world, the unseen. And then as you continue to think about them more and more, they begin to form in the physical world. Well, your thoughts manifest immediately within your body. And the more that you think of them, the more you imprint this geometry within your cells. So it's very important for you to understand that you want to choose your thoughts and you want to have the highest vibrational thoughts possible. And again, of course, we live on planet Earth, so we're all going to experience things that are unpleasant. And we're going to have thoughts that aren't so beautiful. But what you have to learn how to do is release those things, acknowledge them. Yes, this happened. And then let it go, release it. Don't keep going over it and over it and over it and over it, because it is a negative thought form and you will imprint it within your being. And over time, it will manifest in your body, and we call that dis-ease. These things are created through thought forms. And you allow your body to then change in vibration and allow other likened thought forms to come into you, which then draw parasites and microbes and things of that nature to you. So you have to learn the power of your thoughts. And this is why this knowledge is so very powerful, because you have to know how it applies to you in your everyday life. Now, when you are in your process of learning, you're always going to learn things that are not, joyful, okay? We can't just be love and light always, because remember, there's opposite forces at play here. So you have to simply understand what the other side is and how it applies to you and how it affects you, in order for you to then choose which polarity you want to be within. What do you want to manifest? So now know that in the mystical Islamic and Jewish lore, the Ring of Solomon is described as having given King Solomon the power to command the supernatural world, including the Shedem, what they call the Shedem and the Jinn, which were known as spirits or genies. And they were not necessarily evil, but they could be. But the ring was believed to also give him the ability to have power over these beings and to be able to speak to animals. So this is speaking of the power of the geometric form that he carried, not only as in a ring on his finger, but within his mind. Now, this is also important for those of you who like to put tattoos on your body, that you need to be very conscious of the tattoos that you have on your body, because those are geometric forms. And what are they calling to you? Positive energies or negative energies? Be very conscious of this. Now, remember that we call these things ancient lore or myths because people no longer understand the power of the unseen world. But in ancient times, they honored the unseen worlds because they understood this power. And those who had knowledge of the powers of the unseen gained power on the planet. They gained power over other people, and they may use it in the wrong way. And this is why you have the few who rule over the many, even to this day. It's because they have more knowledge than you. Now, I want to quickly discuss the peace sign before we go to our break, because it is also an inversion. The symbol that we use today is the ancient symbol of chaos. It is the inversion of peace. The true peace sign is upright, with the legs together and the arms stretched out. surrounded by the circle. This signifies the balancing of the four forces, not yet mastery of the five, as the pentagram is. But if you learn how to balance the four forces and bring them into an upright position, then you will create peace. And so now, after our station break, we will begin our discussion on the balance, the eighth of the 22 major arcana in the sacred Egyptian tarot. We'll be right back in just a moment.
The cutting edge of conscious radio, Om Times Radio, IOM FM. Host your show on IOM FM, the radio network of Om Times Media, one of the more recognized brand names in the conscious community, and is backed by the extensive marketing reach of Om Times. Hosting a show on IOM FM immediately connects you with our extensive dedicated community.
Awaken the Healing, Reclaim Your Life is a podcast that will change your life. If you are interested in expanding your consciousness and being self-empowered, then please tune in to our show. You can find us at awakenthehealing.com or on your favorite podcast app or platform. It's time for you to reclaim your life.
Ascending Hearts is no ordinary dating site, but a spiritual dating site with a purpose, to link you with your soulmate. We engineer the serendipity so you can trust that you will attune with someone that has the same matching vibration as you. Ascending Hearts, the conscious dating site for the spiritually aware. Try Ascending Hearts for free. ascendinghearts.com.
If I could be you,
and you could be me,
for just 1 hour.
If you could find a way
to get inside
each other's mind,
walk a mile in my shoes.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
We've all felt left out. And for some, that feeling lasts more than a moment. We can change that. Learn how at belongingbeginswithus.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
Welcome back to Navigating the Awakening. Now let's begin our discussion on the Balance card, also known as the Strength card in the modern day tarot. This is the eighth of the 22 major arcana in the sacred Egyptian tarot. The balance, astrologically, relates to the zodiacal sign of Capricorn. In occult science, the meaning is horary astrology. Human function is the sense of hearing. The natural remedies are herbs like henbane, nightshade, and black poppy. The colors are the darker shades of blue that are related to the brow or the third eye chakra. The minerals are the talismanic gem sardonyx and other ash-colored black minerals such as coal. The letters are H and CH. The number is 8. And you can hear the letter H, 8, H, 8. You hear how they sound similar? This is how we got our letters. And remember, these are synonymous. H8 expresses in the spiritual world as absolute justice. In the intellectual world, it expresses as attraction and repulsion. In the physical world, it is relative justice, fallible and limited, which comes from man. Now, I want you to please close your eyes if you are able to, in order for you to see the balance card within your mind, just as it was done in ancient times. Arcanum number 8 is pictured as a woman, blindfolded and seated upon a throne. She wears a crown made of spearheads. Her eyes are covered with a piece of fabric that is tied behind her head. The sacred serpent is sitting at her brow. She uplifts a sword in her right hand and holds a scale of balance in her left. She is wearing a long white dress as she sits on this throne with a lion standing next to her. Upon the back of the lion is a smaller sphinx. The throne sits on a raised platform that is 3 tiers high. The winged goddess stands behind her, known as Isis. And above Isis is a winged turtle. There are 13 stars above the head of the woman who is the balance. This is the ancient symbol of justice, a woman holding a sword in one hand and a balance in the other. Today, we often see her holding the balance alone, and the sword has been removed. The modern day symbolism has removed the power from who they call now Lady Justice. And oddly enough, there is a very large statue here where I live that is placed outside of one of our courthouses of a woman with no head, no arms, and no legs. It is not the Venus de Milo because that had a head and legs. But I want you to pay attention to the symbolism here. Why would these body parts be removed? Is this someone's idea of justice, removing the body parts of a woman? Remember that art is a way of expressing ideas, and it's just something for you to become more conscious of. People are speaking to you through their art. If we looked at this alone, then it may not look like much, and it might not make much sense. But when you learn about the ancient prophecies that tell of women bringing about the awakening on the planet, then you start to see what the powers that used to be think of this. And this is where you get this form of art. And it's just something for you to think about. Now, let's begin to look more deeply into this card that we call the balance in order for us to understand what is pictured here. This is the ancient symbol of justice, which represents the weighing of all acts and the opposing of evil. The sword is the counterweight to the scales and symbolizes expiation, or the act of making amends or reparations for guilt or wrongdoing. This is justice emanating from God, which is symbolized by the winged goddess watching over the woman. Justice is crowned with spearheads to indicate that evil acts will be met with sharp judgment. The sacred serpent emerging from her brow indicates enlightenment. Her eyes are covered to show that she is unbiased, to weigh the balance and strike without prejudice. Her throne is placed on a platform that is 3 levels high to indicate that her actions affect all 3 worlds. At her side is a lion, which is the symbol of the force over which she rules. And the Sphinx that sits on the back of the lion represents the passage of time and that justice is timeless. Above her is the winged turtle, which is the symbol of repentance in ancient times, which may bring forgiveness. At the back of the woman who brings balance is the messenger of God, which is depicted by the winged goddess. This signifies that God will be the final judge, and the sword is a sign of the protection of the good and the end to the wicked. Numerically, the number 8 expresses complete balance and equilibrium, hence stagnation and death. You find this to be very interesting, how we see the mark of infinity is on its side and the number 8 is straight up and down. It is the same symbol. Now, 8, as it is composed of 2 4s, indicates 2 realizations of an opposite nature and is thus the antithesis of progress. In nature, it signifies the polarization of the forces that bind together or that produce motion. Hence, dissolution of matter and inactivity of energy. It is the number of annihilation, unconsciousness, and mortality, as well as the number of infinity. In astrology, perfect equilibrium of forces produces crystallization. Perfect equilibrium of forces produces crystallization. And this is what we see with crystals, how crystals are formed. The same way that Dr. Emoto took water crystals and wrote words on them, either very positive words like love and joy and appreciation and gratitude, and how they formed crystals. But also he took words like I hate you and I don't love you and other words and put them on the water and froze it, and it did not form a crystal. Because you need an equilibrium of forces in order to create crystallization. You are a crystal. Your bones, your blood, your body is created of crystals. And what begins to happen is when you move into negative thought forms and you give them too much of your energy, they begin to break down your crystals, your crystallized form. And this again is where dis-ease comes in, what we call disease. So it is because of the thought forms that you can either produce crystallization or you can deteriorate it. This is the force of 8. You can manifest matter or you can also break it down. Now, a solid is the result of an equilibrium established between at least 8 forces. And we learn about the 8 forces when we study nature. And when we study ancient cultures, just like when we were in our native earth astrology, and we speak of the 8 directions, you acknowledge the 8 directions. Well, this is now being brought in here. And they call them the 8 forces because each direction is bringing a force of energy. And it is about a point of equilibrium between 2 forces that meet from above and below, from right and left, from front and behind, and from within the self. The 8 forces in all are well represented by the cube with its 6 faces and a center. Matter is nothing but spirit in a state of equilibrium. And when we go into physics, they call these collapsed waveforms. And that's what we are. We are a waveform. We are music. We are sound that you can see. And it appears that we stay still, like stagnation. It looks like we're the same person. But with every thought that we have, we are changing. We are becoming something different. And that is why it is so important for you to be conscious of what you are thinking of and to choose your thoughts very carefully so that what you are becoming is more of what you want to become and not creating within the body, the mind, and your physical world the things that you do not want to live through your thought forms. Because matter is nothing but spirit or energy. Spirit can also be said to be energy in a state of equilibrium. So when you begin to bring destructive thoughts, destructive energies into your mind, into your body through toxic foods, through toxic energies of any kind, then it unstabilizes this equilibrium and begins to break down what we call matter. But it is the energy that is being broken down. Now, it is said that Capricorn is the most earthly sign of the zodiac because it is the sign which the sun enters when life's forces are at the lowest in the northern hemisphere of this world. where most of the continents are. And the waters and the vapors of the earth begin to crystallize into ice and snow. Capricorn well expresses that equilibrium, which results in crystallization, and thus corresponds to Arcanum number 8. You have the ability to build and create through this 8 form, and that's why when we went through numerology, people who are strong number 8s are able to manifest. They're very strong manifestors. And so this is an attribute of Capricorn energy. This is the energy of the balance. You want to create with balance. Now, the human function of Arcanum number 8 is receptive. It is Capricorn in a receptive state. It is also a reflective zodiacal sign, which pertains to earthly endeavors, which means that you can manifest physical things. You are good at creating money, wealth, physical luxuries. That is an energy that you have. But remember, you have 2 circles that are intertwined, that continue to move. And this is why we call them infinity, because one is above and one is below. So you are always bringing the energies from above down into the physical realm, and those things that are physical, moving them up and transmuting them into the spiritual. That is your work, Capricorn. That is your work, Sagittarius people. You are of this powerful energy. Sagittarius is also of this energy, because you remember we said that these are steps. We are taking steps. Arcanum 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 make up Arcanum number 8. You need all of these forces to be present in order to create Arcanum number 8. And these qualities are expressed within the energy of Capricorn, within the balance. So it is also a quality of receiving and not giving, and using this energy to your own advantage. And this is typified by the sense of hearing, where you just receive information through the ears. You use the information to your own advantage. This is the power of Capricorn, is the sense of hearing. It is often quoted that where speech is silver, silence is gold. In Arcanum number 8 pictures this stable attitude of listening, learning how to listen very deeply from within the self as well as outside of the self. Now, Arcanum number 8 in magic, we're going to discuss some more things that are very important for you to understand. And again, I want you to get out of the habit of shrinking up when you hear the word magic, because it has been given such a negative connotation. But remember, in ancient times, magic was your ability to think something into form. So we are all magical beings. We are all magical beings because we are all creating our reality through our thoughts. So nothing is more sure in magic than any thought or desire that is projected to another, that in time it will return to influence the sender. So this is one of the things that you need to clearly understand and understand, that when you simply think of someone, you are sending something to them through your thought form. It doesn't stay in your head. It moves to that individual or to that object of your thought. And when you send out a thought, when you think of someone, you want to have the highest thought in mind. Even if someone, this is where we get the saying from, to bless those who curse you. Because this energy and time will return to you. And so even if someone has bad intentions toward you, you want to send them good intentions, because that energy that you are sending to them is going to return to you. Remember, it is only one of us here having a myriad of experiences. So whatever you do to someone else, you are literally doing it to yourself. So if someone sends you a curse in the sense of wishing harm on you, wishing bad thoughts for you, then they in turn are really, truly cursing themselves. And you have to learn how to protect yourself from lower vibrational thought forms, because they are very real. Whenever someone thinks of you, they can send that thought to you, because this world is energy. Even though it just looks like we're physical beings and you can't see the energy is real. You have to know how to protect yourself. And that is one of the reasons for the pentagram. The pentagram upright is a form of protection. It's an energy that helps to raise the vibration wherever you are, and it gives a protection. And that is what the ancients knew. And that's why they use symbols. And that's why you see so much symbolism carved throughout ancient sites, because it was bringing energies there. And especially in India, where you go to the ancient temples, there's so many carvings, so much symbolism, very, very ancient symbolism being used, and the different temples for the energies that they were pulling into them. So this is the knowledge and the understanding that we have to regain again, how these forces affect us and how our thoughts affect other people. We have to become responsible for our thoughts. So we want to understand that when we think of someone, we want to send love. We want to send light to them. We want to bless them. Even if they have an evil intention for you, you send them light. Put light on them. That's all you need to do. Now, the magical forces of the soul, this is energy, and it traverses space and time instantly. Instantly. There may be just a fraction of a second of a delay between you thinking of someone and them receiving the thought of it, if they're conscious of it. Because we are all telepathic. We are all telepathic. This is ability we all have, but we don't believe we are. Now, you must use your energy wisely. So never intend anything evil for anyone else, because it will return to you. Send love and light, and the way you protect yourself is through surrounding yourself with light and raising your own vibration. Because if someone sends a negative intention toward you and your aura is strong, it will resist the intention and it will bounce back to them immediately. And then they will live what they have sent to you. So your auric field is so important for you to know how to strengthen it. And you strengthen it through positive thought forms, through increasing your internal light, through intending the energy around you to be strong and protective, just as we do when we open with the internal light meditation. And to make sure that there is no vibrational match within you for a negative thought form to manifest within your being. So that means you cleanse out the lower energies so that you do not attract them to you. Simply allow your light to deflect any lower energies. Now, in initiation, the soul's pilgrimage, in your soul traveling through time, it comes a time in your life where you feel a greater calling and you feel that you are being called to do a definite work for humanity. In carrying out this spiritual work, you must remain in balance. You cannot forget that you are a physical being, but you cannot allow your physical needs to overcome your spiritual needs. You must come into balance. You must take care of both your body and your soul. You cannot work all the time to make money, because this will also interfere with your spiritual work. So you must find the balance in your life to be a powerful spiritual being who is in tune with your physical needs. You must find balance. And that is what Arcanum number 8 is all about. Finding your balance within this physical world. And remembering who you are and how powerful you are. How powerful your thoughts are and how nothing can harm you if you intend for it not to. You are the master of your reality. You create your good and your bad. Remember that. It is all through your belief systems and through your thought forms that you are manifesting your body and the reality around you. That is what makes you magical. That is why they call you the Hierophant. You are the fifth element. Please tune in next week as we dive deeper into the sacred Egyptian tarot to discover Arcanum number 9, the Sage, also known as the Hermit card in the modern day tarot. I leave you in the love and in the light of the infinite creator. Have a beautiful week.